Hey everybody, welcome to the Hunter Gatherer channel, and it is October 29th and it's raining pretty good. And I just hiked up to the top of the hill. Got a ground blind. I'm planning on hunting in the morning. I thought I'd come up and set it up and just see what happens. I just got up to the top of the field and there's a 4 or 6 point out there just eating away. And I just snuck past him. I don't know if I can get him on video or not. It was pretty cool. He just shook off and water sprayed everywhere. I'm trying to get down into the corner here and get set up for the morning. And I'm going to sit here. It's like 4 o'clock. And sit here till dark and just see what happens. He's looking into the wind right now, which is coming from up above. He's looking like something's coming this way. I don't know, but I gotta get this thing set up somewhere. So it's a lot rainier than I thought it was going to be. Kind of changed as I was on my way up the hill. It was like 80-90%. It was supposed to get to like 60% later on. And now it's pretty much 100% and 90%. I watched the radar. It's pretty gross, and the wind has picked up. And the temperatures dropped quite substantially. It was like 60 earlier. It's like 44 right now. And I got wet on the way up here, so it's pretty chilly. But the main plan was getting this up here so that I can come sit in it in the morning. It's supposed to be 100% chance of rain until like 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then 7 and 8, it goes down to like 40%, 30%. So I'm thinking once the rain stops, they should come out. That's my theory anyways. I'll just have to sneak up here. I'm going to leave the blind and the camera equipment, minus the camera, and the chair and all that stuff. So I'll just throw my backpack on and get up the hill in the morning. I could have just whacked that 6-pointer and been done, but I want to try for something a little bigger. Thing is that next weekend is crossbow season, and I definitely want to bring Joy out. And usually I try to be done close to crossbow, so that way I can focus on bringing her out. And could have made that happen. Oh well. We'll try for a couple of days here and see what happens. It's about 5:45, and that rain isn't letting up. And I tapped my toe a little bit and I heard splashing. I looked down, I got a pond underneath me. The water is dripping in and running under. So I made a little drainage to run the water underneath the flap. My dad and uncle are in Ohio right now, and I could have gone with them, but I had to work, and I guess my uncle shot 2 deer just now, and one was a pretty nice buck. They're using a crossbow there, and he's down looking for him now. We'll see. I figured it's this close to the end of shooting light, I might as well stay till the end, but I'm really not feeling it. But it's drier inside the ground blind than it is outside the ground blind, so I think it was probably a poor choice coming up, but I wanted to get the blind up here for tomorrow, so we will see what happens. This is how much water is running off of that field. It has been pouring. I'm hoping the morning is drier. It is just coming down in buckets. My feet are soaked. My feet are wet from being inside the darn ground blind. Anyway. Might not have been the best time to come out, but it was the time that I had. Wow, I can't believe how much water is running out of that. Water coming from the cornfield. Oh my goodness. It looks a lot better this morning. It's 7:30 and it hasn't been raining for about an hour and a half. Got a little bit of a breeze. I'm hoping that the deer are going to decide to come out and try to find something to eat. And try to dry off in the breeze, and I'll get a chance at them. I've got a little tip for you. I've been struggling in the ground blind. Usually I just leave my bow on the ground. But I've got the tripod over here taking up a bunch of space. And I'm kind of taking up space. And it's really tough for the bow. So I got a gear tie and I hooked it right up top here. And I have it hanging down and hooking my cam on it. Look, I think I'm going to adjust it a little bit because this I had to open a little bit more, and it ended up straightening out and my bow fell while it was still dark out. I've got it kind of cranked up pretty good now, but I might double it, fold it over itself, and that way it's double strong and I can just make a loop. We'll see. But if you're fighting with your bow, get yourself a gear tie, and I just have it wrapped over. I have it hooked over and then just spun around itself a couple of times, and I was afraid that it was going to want to slide down, but the top of the blind is kind of holding it, plus it's rubberized, so it kind of gives it slip resistance. It's almost 10 o'clock and it's been dead all morning, so it rained for like 24 hours, and it's pretty windy. I was hoping that would bring them out, but I think they found something else to eat on instead of this corn, and I've got some things to do today, so I think I might split, and I'm going to check the trail camera that I've got down in the woods, and if I'm not getting much on it, I might come up again later, try an afternoon hunt, same spot, and move that camera somewhere else. We will see. It's 11:30 and we're just taking a stroll down. I picked up the trail camera that I had down here, and those rubs at the signpost rub area haven't been touched, and I'm coming along and just kind of meandering, seeing what I see, seeing if there's any food sources that I can really see that are like any acorns or anything dropping. As I was walking along, I noticed this nice little deer bed right here. As you see this area, all the leaves are nice and flat, and everything else you can see is all puffed up. I'm guessing that deer slept there last night. throughout that rain, and it's kind of like a little high spot. There's a gully. There's a gully over here, and there's an old logging road over here. It's a nice vantage point. He had a high spot, or she, but I'm guessing he by itself. Bunch of rubs around the area, and they like to hang out on this area. Not too far from the signpost rub area, but I'm thinking that there was a buck that kind of hung out there last night, and now he's somewhere else. Anyway, I'm just going to keep on looking around. It's super wet. I don't think anything's even tending any scrapes right now, just because of how wet the ground is. But just trying to get a game plan for tonight. And you never know. Maybe I see something on the way out and be able to get one. I'm back in the blind. For some reason, I forgot that I wore my backpack out of the woods earlier today, and I left it in the Jeep. I got halfway up and I thought, crap, I don't have the camera, I don't have my backpack, my knife, my everything. So I'm just recording on the phone. It's almost 5 o'clock. Got about an hour and a half. The blue jays were just going nuts up over me. So I'm hoping maybe there's some deer headed this way. The most I've seen is a gray squirrel running back and forth from the corn to the trees. But we've got some time. I don't know if I'm going to get any footage if I get an opportunity. There's a 9-point that I've got trail cam picture of, and I saw him the other day. Really hoping he's the one that would come out. There was another 8-point on the trail camera, along with some 4s and 6s and spikes and stuff. But I'm really hoping to see something that's worth shooting. And it could be just a really big doe. I'll take her too. That's it for this video. Had nothing come out, and I was so surprised. As I climbed out of the ground blind, zipped it back up, and I walked about 10 or 15 steps, looked out into the field, and there was a nice 8-point standing there. Before I left, I stood up and looked out the window, but it took me a while to hook everything back up and close the windows and do all that, so he must have popped through just as I was doing everything. Anyway, he was a pretty nice 8-point, but he was up about 40-45 yards out in the field, so I don't know if he was going to come in front of me or not anyways. But it was nice to see him, and then I took about 15 more steps and there was another deer standing there, and I almost took a shot, and then it took a step, and it was about a 3-inch spike. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Anyway, I just want to thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the little bit of a hunting adventure. I don't know how much of it's going to be shown. And we'll see how many more times I get to get out. So crossbows coming up next weekend. Hopefully I'll get out a few times before then. All right, that's it. Just want to let you know we love you, God loves you, and we'll see you on the next time. Happy hunting. See ya.